Just missed him again. Anyway, Janet, thanks. We've all heard of shopaholics, people who can't stop shopping. Well, now there's another trend involving people who frequently return things. They're called returnaholics. Some say it is a compulsive disorder, while others call it criminal, costing the retail industry billions of dollars each year.
For the past 2 years, I've had serious issues returning too much stuff.
Al is a dentist from Pennsylvania, and like so many who emailed us their stories, he's embarrassed by his behavior. So for him and others, we have not used their faces and have changed their voices.
I've been banned from Home Depot and Lowe's for returning too much without a receipt, as well as Target.
Jennifer from Florida.
My husband is a returnaholic. He has returned so many items to the Nike store that he actually got a Dear John letter from them.
And Debbie wrote,
I've been banned from shopping at bluefly.com due to returns, but I should be able to order and try on and return without penalties.
A returnaholic is similar to other addictive and compulsive behaviors in that there's a drive, there's a high risk, there's a thrill, and the person achieves satisfaction from that.
Amy from Michigan.
I loved returning to stores like Bed Bath & Beyond. I returned all of my wedding gifts and got a full cash refund. I didn't feel guilty because they said I could. After all, it's not illegal.
Obviously, that is not an illegal practice, but it takes the product off the store shelves. It costs the retailers a significant amount of money, and it harms consumers like you and I that are looking to buy the new in-box or new with tag items.
Joe LaRocca is the Senior Asset Protection Advisor for the National Retail Federation.
I've seen people come back with sacks full of merchandise, of dirty, stained, smelly clothing, and they expect a full return.
Lenient return policies like this one at Target make it easy for returnaholics to take advantage of the system.
Anything wrong with this?
And for the most extreme returnaholics, their behavior can escalate to criminal consequences.
I've actually been arrested 3 times for illegal returns.
A returnaholic is not about getting the most bang for the buck or getting the best buy at the store. This is more about deceit and fraud.
Terry Shulman is the founder of the Shulman Center for Compulsive Theft and Spending. He's also the author of Bought Out and Spent: Recovery from Compulsive Shopping and Spending. Terry, good morning. It's good to have you.
Good morning, Lester.
What's going on with people who have this? First of all, is it a disorder?
Actually, returnaholism can be a disorder. I think we've got 3 different categories of people. We do have people who are criminals, who are actually engaging in buying things and in some ways fraudulently returning the items. We do also have people who go in knowing they're going to buy something and they're going to return it later. I'm going to get a dress and wear it out and then return it. So they're intentionally doing that. The people I tend to work with as an addiction therapist are people who are in the moment wanting something. They go in, they get a high from the shopping, and then they have kind of like a buyer's remorse, and then they return it. And so now they're spending time, energy, and money to buy and then return.
So there's no ill intent. They really thought they wanted this.
Right.
So it's really an offshoot of compulsive shopping, is it?
Well, compulsive shopping is a broad category, and there are people who are bargain shoppers, people who shop more for others. The closest equivalent, I think, would be for a bulimic, an eating disorder called bulimia, where people binge to fill themselves up when they're anxious or they're feeling a void, and then they feel full or they feel sick about what they did. So to purge that feeling, they throw it up, basically. And that's what a returnaholic is. It's almost a bulimic shopper.
Does the system enable that kind of behavior in as much as so many stores have very liberal return policies right now, because it's good for business, obviously?
Yeah, well, that's true. I don't know that they enable it. They have to attract customers, so they're competing with other retailers to have liberal return policies. But it is a $10 to $15 billion a year problem. In other words, all this buying and returning, whether it's fraudulent or even if it's innocent, when those items get returned, sometimes they can't be resold, sometimes they're damaged, and then the price tag goes up for all of us.
Let's kick out the criminals for a moment, because that's criminal behavior. But those people, you mentioned the person they're going to buy the dress, they're going to wear it to the big event Saturday night, and they're going to return it, and they do that with full knowledge. That's not illegal, but can it be an addiction, this kind of thrill of gaming the system?
Well, that can be. I think a lot of people are feeling like they're particularly clever, or they can have their cake and eat it too. So there are people who do that, and I work with some of those people on occasion to get them to realize, look, even if you do feel pretty smart and clever, what's really going on for you? I mean, what does this need, and is it taking up your time and energy that could be better spent elsewhere? But again, most of the people actually are really, they're lonely, they're empty, they're depressed, they really don't know what they want, and so when they buy things, often things that they don't even really want, and then they have the buyer's remorse, it really symbolizes a deeper problem of what is really going on in that person's life.
And how do you treat this?
Well, like with any kind of addiction or compulsion, whether it's an eating disorder called bulimia or people who just eat too much in general, we treat it with therapy, specialized therapy, reading books, sometimes support groups, having a system of accountability, keeping people either out of stores so people will do the shopping for them or with them for a while. And of course, we even have online returnaholism because people are doing that online too. And so sometimes people have to monitor their usage of the computer for a while.
Fascinating. Terry Shulman, thanks so much for being here this morning.
Lester.
Appreciate it. Just ahead, breakfast at